Welcome to a new Disney vlog series. Today is packing day. I like to start packing day videos by telling you very quickly about this trip because it kind of affects the packing that we do. So we are going to be spending 5 nights in Animal Kingdom Lodge in Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. And then we're going to go over to the beach over near St. Petersburg. I'm not sure exactly where it is. And we're going to be staying 2 nights there. Other important things about this trip is that we are taking Devon's parents. We are staying in a 2-bedroom DVC villa in Animal Kingdom Lodge in Jumbo House. And we always drive whenever we go to Disney World, so I don't have to worry about the way that I pack necessarily. I can pack however I want. With all of that information in mind, let's get started. I'm gonna pack in my living room today. This couch kind of pulls out into a flat space, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pull this out so we have a bunch of flat space to work with. If this is your first time watching one of our videos, we are the Bells and we go to Disney multiple times a year, and we are going for May of 2026. My name is Lacey. I have a husband named Devon, and then we have an 11-year-old daughter named Ava. So I am packing today for myself and for Ava, and Devon will pack later tonight. Okay, so I'm just gonna look real quick at the temperature for the day that we leave. We're talking about May in Florida. It's gonna be hot, it's gonna be a little bit rainy, but here in Kentucky, when we leave, sometimes I just like to check the weather to see what it's gonna be like when we're actually walking out of the house, but it's gonna be like 66 degrees is the low for that morning. So it's not gonna be like super cold. There's a lot of times that we'll leave the house and it's 30 degrees here, and then we pull into Florida and it's like 85. So I just like to check to see, are we gonna be cold when we walk out of the house in the morning? But I think we're gonna be okay. So I have gone ahead and pulled travel day outfits for myself and for Ava. This is Selena, by the way. She's not going to Florida, but I went ahead and pulled some travel day stuff for myself and for Ava. So this is the outfit that I will probably wear on travel day. I like to go ahead and set this stuff aside so that it doesn't accidentally get packed and it's just sitting on my bathroom counter on morning of leaving so that it's ready to go. So yeah, I've just pulled this little outfit. I haven't worn my Mickey baseball jersey in a while, so I thought I would give that a try. So this is the outfit. This also has socks and underwear in it, stuff like that. And then I've done the same for Ava. She just recently got a Buc-ee's 250th anniversary of America shirt. So that's what she wants to wear on her travel day. In case you're new here, we do stop at the Buc-ee's on the way down to Disney World. Ava likes to wear Crocs in the car for obvious reasons. They're easy to get on and off when we're just like, you know, pulling into a gas station. She can pop them on real quick, and she likes to kind of take them off whenever we're in the car. So I think I'm actually gonna go the tennis shoe route this time in the car. I don't know why, just because it looks good with the outfit. I don't know. I usually like to make sure I have just a few hair ties wrapped around my wrist on the morning of. Ava and I both have long hair, so you never know when you're going to want to just pull it back or whatever. And then I also always keep on travel day on our person magic bands. So I go ahead and keep them for the whole family because once we get our room, when we get like further into the day and closer to Disney World, we usually get our room before we even get there. So I will go into the My Disney Experience app and link our magic bands to our room, and that way we can just bing in as soon as we get there. We don't have to check in with front desk or anything like that. So I mean, I usually wear mine, and Ava might have hers on her bag that she has with her in the back, but with Devon's, with him being the driver, I usually just link it up and then hand it to him whenever we're pulling into the hotel. So I'll keep those in my purse. In the car on travel day, I'll also have with me our little bag of Osmo gear. So I am currently using the Osmo to record this video. We also use mics, of course, and we have a couple external batteries, the SD cards and stuff like that. Basically everything is just fitting into this small little bag, and I'll keep it handy with me in the car because we are going to make a travel day video, of course. And then of course we always have the Yeti water bottles. Ava also has her own Yeti water bottle, which I will fill up the morning that we're leaving. She has it with her at her friend's house today. We will fill these up in the morning before we leave, and then I refill them once we get to gas stations and stuff like that. So that is what my drink is in the car on travel day. I also always wear my Fitbit, so I did just charge this, and it holds charge for like a week or more. I don't know. It does a pretty good job. I'll take my charger with me, but I won't have to worry about it while we're traveling at least. So I am going going to go ahead and set all this stuff in the bathroom on the counter so that it's ready to go in the morning when we're leaving, and we'll get started into the next bit. Okay, so next I've laid out the stuff that I like to put in what I call a last minute bag. So this is the bag of stuff that I'm going to use between now and travel day, which this is only 2 days before travel day. So today's Friday and we leave on Sunday, but I like to keep this stuff kind of in the bag, and whenever I'm using it between now and then, I put it right back in the bag so that it gets packed again. And so this is the stuff that I kind of still need day to day, but I also want to make sure it gets down to Florida. First on the left, I have all of my makeup. So I just keep it in this travel case all the time anyway, and I'll just zip it up and throw it in my bag. I also have my flat iron and a comb that I put in this little flat iron case. I have my phone charger, and then I also have some skincare products, my day-to-day skincare that includes the morning and the night. I also have my deodorant. I also threw Ava's deodorant in here as well. We use the Wild, and then my hairbrush, of course. I have these bags here that I will throw all this stuff into, and then like I said, I will use it out of the bags for the next couple of days before we leave. I'm also gonna take my own pillow this time. This is one of those things that I find so annoying to pack, but I really don't like the Disney pillows. I feel like that's such a hot take, but I love like a flat pillow, or at least a firm pillow. The ones at Disney World are so squishy and they're just not for me. I also just have a little bit of issue with like laying in hotel bed sheets and using hotel towels. I do it, I just don't like it. But I at least want my pillow to be not so squishy and to not smell like a hotel, I guess. So I'm taking my own this time. I do have an exciting update for you all. So I'm packing my travel day purse, which will become my park day purse whenever we get there. So I got a bagoo. That's right. I am not a 20-something-year-old, but I've been influenced by said 20-something-year-olds. And honestly, I think they might be on to something. So I'm very excited to give the bagoo a try. I like the size of it. I like how when I'm wearing it, it's just like, you know, right here on my crossbody. I can push it behind me if I want to. I can also pull it in front of me to easily access stuff. I think it's supposed to do very well in the rain and stuff like that. So also you can wash it, which is the issue I have with my Osprey backpack. I wish I could wash it because it just gets so sweaty and disgusting in Disney World, but this one you can wash. I don't think you're supposed to dry it, but I went with the plain color so that it would, like, I don't know, match more. It is a little bit on the green side, which I kind of like green, if you couldn't tell by my living room in my house. Yeah, so I'm very excited to give this a try. I do need to take out my normal stuff though, like my work ID. Don't need that. I will still take one key, but I'm not going to take this whole set of keys, so I'll just take one extra car key so that we have one. Devon will also have one, but you know how it goes. So I'll just keep my car key down here. Just go ahead and take everything out. Okay, so I don't need my checkbook, and then that's some crap I don't need. I don't think I need those. Okay, so I have wet ones. I will take these. I like to keep these in my bag in case we get sticky hands and don't have access to napkins or a sticky table. I use them for tables more than I do hands. I also take a really cheap pair of sunglasses. These are just like some ones I got from my work in the car and also in the parks. I do like to keep the Dramamine. There's kids Dramamine and adults kind in here. Ava gets sick in the car, especially in the mountains. We've been doing better about monitoring her sickness and stuff like that. So it's been a while since she actually did get sick in the car, but we do like to keep this in the car. And then both of them will use the motion sickness medicine for rides. Devon more so than Ava. I don't even participate in rides that could potentially make me sick because I get knocked out for the entire day. That's why I don't ride very many rides. It's not because I'm scared or I don't like a thrill. It's because I literally cannot do that. Do I have a smaller bag for this though? All right, that's a little bit better. So that's our motion sickness stuff. I'll go ahead and put that in here. I do like to keep a bag of cutlery in my purse. We do try and reduce our one-time use plastic as much as possible. Now, there's a lot of products in this video that are using plastic, and we're trying to do better, but we're also trying to work through the stuff that we have first. So anyways, one of the easy ways we can reduce our one-time use plastic is by taking our own cutlery into the parks and not using the plastic forks and knives that they provide. So these are plant-based plastics and also washable. So I do take these into the parks with us. I also have some compostable straws. So these are eco-friendly straws. They're not plastic, but they're not paper either. So they're a little bit better than the ones that Disney provides. Sometimes we don't even use straws at all, but I do have some in case we need them. The problem with these is that we do have a tendency to throw them away. So I'll take those into the parks, and we're trying to get better about remembering to not throw them away. I also just like to take an ink pen. So I'm going to stick this in the side pocket in here. You'd be surprised by how much you actually need the ink pen. I'm also going to take pen boards. Oh, this is Ava's pen board. I'm only going to take my own pen board in my bag, and then Ava will have hers in her bag. So these are the only 4 pens I currently have that I'm going to take to trade. And we will probably buy some when we get there, but these are the ones I am willing to part with at the moment. I'm also going to take my energy drops. I use the Mio Energy Green Thunder, so they have caffeine in them and they taste really good. Next, I'm going to take some chapstick. So I do have the Wild chapstick as well, which reduces the one-time use plastic. So yeah, it just comes in this metal container and you can refill it, and it's great. And I'm going to kind of like change up my wallet a little bit to be more for my Disney stuff. So I'm going to take anything out of it that I don't need and put some stuff in here that I do need for Disney. So I have our health insurance cards here. I will keep those in there, of course. And then I have a Disney gift card. We actually have the gift card on the phone now, but we also have the physical one if we need it. I'm actually going to have this kind of like sticking up in one of the pockets here so I can easily access it. And then I also will take our annual passes as well. We've never actually needed these, but I am going to take them for myself and for Ava. And then we also have an RK card that we haven't used in a while, but I still want to take it just in case. My wallet is all packed specifically for Disney. I'll put that back in here. Oh, Jen, my friend Jen was telling me that you can put your Yeti in here, and look at that, you sure as heck can. And these are leak-proof lids, at least if your lid is not messed up. We had one that was messed up and leaking, but they're not supposed to leak. So that will fit in there really nicely. I'm excited about that. I do like to take the water bottle into the park with us. We do not buy bottled water at all because we are not about that plastic, but also it's too expensive. It's like $6. You can get water for free at quick services. So we fill up our water in the mornings before we leave the hotel room, and then we will periodically refill throughout the day at various quick services, or like at our midday break when we go back to the hotel. So you won't find us buying water in Disney World. All right, and the magic bands I showed you earlier, I'm gonna go ahead and put in this bag. I'm gonna leave Ava's out, but yeah, okay. And then there's just one last thing I wanna put in here, and that is my rain jacket. So this is a Columbia brand rain jacket. It's very lightweight and thin, so it's good for the summer. I don't like ponchos. I don't really wanna carry an umbrella, but I'll do the rain jacket. So this one actually folds up into the pocket. So I just roll it up as tightly as I can. And I probably should have got the pocket ready before I did this. Hang on. So it just rolls up into this pocket. I just pull the pocket inside out and then roll it up into it. Is it pretty? Is it cute? Nope. Is it going to be wrinkly? Yep, and that's fine. The only time I would pull it out is if it's raining, so I'm not like going for cute when it's raining, okay? Okay, there it goes. It's nice and packed down. It will fit in here. Take out my water for now. And voila, we have our bagoo. Very excited to give this an actual try in Disney World. All right, next I want to show you Ava's bag because I'm going to go ahead and pack it for her travel day and park bag as well. However, she has it with her today where she is. So I'll show you what goes in it though. All right, she has a Stitch Loungefly. I'll B-roll it for you. She has it with her today. This is what she'll probably use as her park bag. So it does have an ear saver attached to it. So if she wears ears into the park and gets tired of wearing them, she can slip them into the ear saver and they'll just hang on her bag. I have one of these for my bag too, but I don't know where it is at the moment. It's probably on the bag that I used last time we went to Disney World. So I just need to figure out what bag that is and then move it over. Anyway, she has similar stuff in her bag that I have in mine. So she has her pen pad, of course. So she has tried to divide them up by, these are her real pens. So, you know, authentic pens, I should say, that she's going to take with her and possibly trade. Some of them she's not sure about. She just wants to take them just in case. And then she also has some non-authentic pens that she might decide to trade. So boo-boo kitties, as we like to call them in the business. She also has her autograph book that we have been working on since January of 2020. There's all kinds of signatures in here. We have Elsa, Anna, Mulan, Joy, Snow White, Princess Aurora, Pocahontas, Daisy Duck, Vampirina, Max, Ariel, Liver Lips, Moana, and we still have not gotten close to all of them. So we're taking that. And then, like I said, we'll take Ava's magic band in her bag as well. I will pair it to the room in the car before we arrive to our hotel, assuming we have our room before we get there, which we usually do. And also we arrive around check-in time. So we usually don't have a problem with that. So anyways, she'll keep it in her bag. She doesn't like to wear the magic band. She likes to have it on this lanyard hanging from her bag. So it will be like behind her and she'll yank it up and bing into either the room or a lightning lane. And then she has a similar jacket to me. It's a kids Columbia brand rain jacket, and this one doesn't officially pack up into the pocket, but I am a rebel and I do it anyway. All right, that right there is Ava's stack of stuff for her park bag. So I'll set this aside and we can put it in her park bag when she gets home today. Okay, next I'm gonna show you swim stuff. So I use this bog bag to go down to the pool. I do really like it a lot. I like its rigidity, and I throw my water bottle in here, my phone, my pin board. I never go anywhere without my pins. And then also maybe my cover up and whatever else. So I just go ahead and put all of my swim stuff in this and use it as our, like, you know, use it for travel instead of putting stuff in a suitcase. So that's that. And then Ava also has her own like cheap Amazon version of one of these, and she likes it. The only thing is these straps want to pop off all the time. She can pop them back in easily, but it is kind of annoying. So inside her bag, she just has some toys. So she's got her goggles. She loves to use the goggles in the pool. And then she also has some various like dive toys that she likes to play with in the pools. So there's that. And then whenever we're actually you know, like traveling down to Florida, I just pop this inside of my bag. All right, when it comes to swimsuits, I do typically like to do 2 per person. So one of them can be kind of drying if you're using the other. We do go down to the pools in Disney World quite a bit. And then we are doing 2 nights at the beach after our Disney World stay. So we do need the swimsuits this time. I'm a one-piece kind of a girl. Okay. I'm just taking my cheetah print, I guess, leopard print, whatever you want to call that swimsuit. And then I also have this swim dress one that I'll also take. So those are my swimsuits. I also have this these shorts that I just use as cover-ups. And then I also have this cover-up, sorry Selena, you know, for when we're walking down to the pool as well. So it's just a black like dress hoodie type situation. So that's what I wear on the way to the pool. And I just like to go ahead and put all this stuff into this bag so I know where all the swim stuff is. And, you know, I'm not saying we'll go to the pool on arrival day, but if we wanted to, we could, and I could easily grab our swim stuff. So I'll set this in here. And then for Ava's stuff, she also has a cheetah print or whatever kind of animal you want to call this swimsuit here. Perfect for Animal Kingdom Lodge, if you ask me. And then she also has a little 2-piece. So she picked out this top with this bottom. So getting a little tight on the squeeze here, but I am just going to shove all this in here so I know where it all is, and we will be good to go if we want to go to the pool any day. I do normally put my hat and flip-flops in that bag, but it's just too stuffed at the moment, so they'll get packed in regular suitcase. I'll show you whenever we get to them. All right, now it's time for the bulk of this video, the stuff that goes in suitcases. I can't believe we're just now getting to this part. I'm sorry, I forgot to show you Ava's cover-up. So it's right here, pretty similar situation to what I have, just so she's not walking down to the pool in only a swimsuit. Okay, it's time for shirts. So I've laid out all my shirts here. When it comes to summer, I do make sure to always pack at least 2 shirts per day. We're also doing a little bit of park hopping and whatever else. So these are my shirts for day 1, day 2, 3, and 4. So on day 1, we're doing Animal Kingdom. So I want to do Moana, and I have some ears to go with that. I always do Star Wars when we go to Hollywood Studios because we love Star Wars so much. I don't, however, want to wear this one. I want to buy a new Star Wars shirt when we get there, hopefully. So I'm going to take one just in case I don't find what I want, but I do kind of want to buy a new Star Wars shirt. I need more shirts, really. And then on this day, we're going to go to Epcot. So I know for sure I want to buy a new like 4th of July or Americana t-shirt to wear in Epcot. with some new ears I plan to buy as well. So that's why there's a hole there. Got to buy that when we get there. And then I'm also going to take this 4-town shirt as a second shirt for that day. On the third day, we're doing a fishing excursion in the morning, and then we're going to do a resort day. So I don't know what all we will get into that afternoon, but I don't think we're going to go to a park or anything like that. So I am just going to take my Cowgirl mini Walt Disney World shirt, and then this is a Newfound Glory shirt. It's got Ariel on the back and says, I want to be where the people are. Anyways, so this is going to be that day. I gotta fold that back up here in a second. On Magic Kingdom Day, that's our last day. I have my Don't Hide Your Magic shirt with Mickey. It's tie-dye, I love it. And then I also have this shirt, which I love. It just has Mickey and the gang, and it's also one of the really comfortable, and I love it. All right, I need to fold this one back up. I am gonna do my outfits in packing cubes this time. I've done it before and really liked it a lot, so I'll put my outfit and Ava's outfit for that day in a packing cube. It just makes it so easy to like pull the packing cube out in the morning and get dressed and not have to worry about it. So not that it's a big deal, but it just saves you just a little bit of time every morning. All right, let's get some socks, underwear, and shorts for these outfits. Also, I'm not like really an outfit planner necessarily. I do like to wear an outfit that makes sense for that park. I don't know if I'm really doing that this time, except maybe a Star Wars shirt in Hollywood Studios. I have some new Moana ears I wanted to make sure I wore, so I thought Animal Kingdom would be good for that. We're actually going to ride the new Soarin' Across America on the day that it opens on May 26th, so that's why I wanted to do my America outfit on that day. And I know for a fact that I don't own enough shorts to have 2 for every day. We do have a washer and dryer in our room, so I will be utilizing that. But for now, I'm just going to put 1 pair of shorts with each day's outfit, and socks and underwear, of course, and then I'll get Ava stuff as well. I guess I should also pack for the beach too. That was kind of a last minute addition to this trip, so I need to make sure I have some stuff to wear when we're at the beach. I mean, of course I can do the laundry, but I'm also going to pack stuff just in case. These are like the bluest pants I have, so they're gonna go in this pile for my red, white, and blue look. And then the rest of these, I don't really care if they match that grid or not. So would it be fun to wear green in Animal Kingdom or pink? Maybe I like this better, because if I wear a Star Wars shirt later in the afternoon, I don't know. I probably need more shorts, honestly. I was testing these out and I do really like them, but I need more of them. Okay, we'll do this. And then I will definitely wash some stuff probably on this day, so that like by the time we get to the second half of the trip, stuff will be washed. All right, time to grab Ava's stuff. Okay, Ava did go ahead and pull the shirts that she wants to take. I'm not entirely sure which she wants to wear on what day. I'll use my best judgment. Like for instance, Hollywood Studios, probably gonna wear this shirt. All right, there's that. And then she also has this, which she got in Epcot. And then Moana, would she wanna wear Moana the same day as me? We'll go with that. Inside Out, she loves a crop top. She also has her Kiki Waka. This is giving me fishing vibes, right? Like camp and fishing. So I'm gonna put it in her fishing day stuff. She also randomly pulled this Halloween Stitch. She also has her baseball jersey. I love this. It's so cute. So there's that. And I don't know if she would want to wear a shirt under this or not. If that was her intention, it might be too hot. And then she also has this mini one and this Stitch one, which is another one that I really love. So I'm gonna use my best judgment here, and then she can always change her mind when we get there. I feel like a baseball jersey is very like American. So we're gonna put this in the America pile. If it wasn't obvious, me and Ava don't worry about matching each other. She is her own person, so she's not gonna want to wear what I'm wearing, and vice versa, honestly. Okay, so we're also doing Epcot again in the evening. Maybe not another Stitch. Maybe Inside Out. I don't know. All right, so she needs another resort day outfit. Should that be I Love You So Mochi? She got this shirt in Epcot in the Chinese pavilion, and then we have Magic over there. So I will do Minnie and this Stitch and this Minnie, and then I will go, see, she has one extra shirt here. I will go grab one more shirt for her. Okay, so I'm gonna grab her Buc-ee's like beachy looking one. She loves this shirt. It's a crop top, which she loves, and it looks beachy, so I'm gonna put it in the beach pile. I'm gonna bring this little camisole to put under Ava's baseball jersey. I know she won't wear it. She hates it for some reason. I don't understand it, but you know, that way we have another option. All right, next we have Ava's shorts and stuff. So she's got this cute green skirt she likes. I have no idea when she's gonna wear this stuff. Red? Does that go with anything? Not really. I'm about we do pink skirt here, teal skirt here. I'm also not very matchy-matchy, like with shorts and tops. I don't care, so sue me. This will look good with pink. Okay, I've also pulled pajamas for myself and Ava. I always just grab 2 pairs for each of us. With it being summer, I'm only gonna take like shorts and t-shirts. I'm not gonna take long pants and sweaters. Sometimes I take, like if it's cold in the room or something, I'll take warmer clothes, but I just don't anticipate that being a problem this time. So I'm just gonna take the shorts and t-shirts. Now I'm gonna find packing cubes to get all this stuff packed into cubes. Packing cubes is another one of those things that I feel like we need more of. Like, we do use them every time. When we first started watching packing videos and everybody was talking about packing cubes, I thought it was such a money grab and, you know, content creators just trying to get affiliation money from their links, but I do really love a packing cube. So that's one of those things that I think does make packing really nice. And seeing as we pack a lot, I don't know, I kind of like them. I should have made sure I had ears before I packed all these in here that match everything. Well, it's like I've never watched another person pack before. So all of my clothes are packed up over here, so that's nice. I usually wait until I get everything kind of done before I start putting stuff in suitcases. So I'm just gonna leave it here for now. Let's see what's next. Shoes. I need to pack shoes. Yeah, so I'm going to wear a pair of tennis shoes. Ava's gonna wear a pair of Crocs. So I will take another pair of tennis shoes, flip-flops, and Crocs for myself. And then for Ava, she will take 2 pairs of tennis shoes and flip-flops. So let me go grab those things. All right, I'm learning in this moment that Ava needs new tennis shoes. Here's a couple pairs, so we'll take these for her. And then I'm also gonna take her some flip-flops for the pool. So she'll wear these down to the pool, and tennis shoes, of course, are for the parks. All right, so for myself, I'm going to take a second pair of tennis shoes, gonna wear the first one down, and then my flip-flops for the pool. And then I'm also gonna take my Crocs, which are looking pretty disgusting, if I'm being honest. So I'm gonna try to be strategic about the way I'm showing them to you. But yeah, these are for around the hotel mostly. So I just like to be able to slip on shoes to run down to the store or the laundry facilities, which we don't need this time, to be fair, and just to wear around the room. So I have set all of the shoes aside and I will pack them once we get to that point. Now I'm gonna do some fun stuff. So I'm gonna call this Park Essentials. We're gonna be talking about ears, new Wemos, pin locking bags, lug bags, magic bands, stuff like that. So I've brought you into our office so I can show you where we keep our ears. My ears and Ava's ears mostly live up here. This is my bookshelf. I kind of love this display up here. I'd show you this whole room, but honestly, it's a tragedy. So let me show you the ears though. Okay, so all of our ears kind of fit up here on these headband holders. So I have enough to fill 3 of them right now. And like I said, these are my ears and Ava's ears. We do use all of them quite a bit. I try to make sure they all get a little bit of love. So Ava kind of already told me which ones she wants to take, and I have to decide which ones I want to take as well. I don't want to take more than I have to, but I also kind of like to make sure they sort of look good with the outfit I'm wearing. So let me sort through these and then we'll chat about them in the living room. Did I tell you I did find my ear saver for my travel day bag? Well, I mean, it's really more for the park day, but this is where the ears will go in if I get tired of wearing them. So I just keychain it to my bag and call it a day. As far as ears go, we're taking a lot. Here is what I've decided on. So Ava already mentioned some she wanted to take, and she doesn't care if they match outfits. She wasn't even thinking about the shirts that she might wear when we're there. She just was like, I want to take these, these, and these. And I consciously was thinking about what matched my shirt. So Ava has this pair. Yep, so she's got this headband and all these attachments for it. So she wanted to take this, of course. Yes, she does wear it like this sometimes. She might wear it with just Star Wars. She might wear it with just Stitch, but she also wears it like this a lot. So we'll take that. And then she also asked if we could take the dark side ears. We have a dark side girly, if you couldn't tell. So I said, yes, that's fine. So we'll also take these. I'm sure she'll wear one of these. She can't wear both of these at the same time, right? Don't tell her I said that. But on Hollywood Studios Day, I could wear one and she could wear the other or something like that. Also, it'd be kind of cute if we put this Darth Vader in the middle here. This bow does come off, so we could put it on this band even. I don't know. I'll show her that that's a possibility and see what she says. And then she also wants to take her Pandora ears. These are so cute. I love them. And she also has these turning red ones, which if she doesn't use, I am taking a 4-town shirt I could maybe wear them with. And then for me, I'm going to take my Moana ears, of course. Those are brand new, so I haven't worn them yet. I'm also going to take these, which are kind of neutral and match a lot of different stuff. These are from the 50th anniversary. And then I'm also going to take my headband, which I only have a Chip and a Dale. I contemplated whether to even take them, but you know what? I think I will leave them at home because I'm only taking the headband just in case they have like new attachments that I want to wear or something. But also I am buying the new red, white, and blue ears. I'm planning to buy them when we're down there. So hopefully they're not sold out. I don't think they will be. So, you know, that's another pair that I'm hoping to wear while we're there. So I'm just going to take the headband. All right. That wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Now I'm going to show you the new Emos. We are still new Emo fans, even though they've discontinued them. So we do wear these quite a bit. We got Mickey and we've got Minnie. We've got Moana and we've got Ahsoka, and then we also have Lilo, Stitch, and Angel. These will probably all go with us, and we may take them into the parks with us. We'll see. And then I also need to put these in my purse, my travel day purse, to also link these to the room, but I think I mentioned it at the top of this video. We are going to Disney World with Devon's parents, his mom and his dad, and this trip is very much tailored to them and making them happy and doing things that they're going to have fun with. We just want to have a good time with them. So they have magic bands, so I need to link these to the room once we get there. I like to keep them in my purse so I can do that in the car, and then once we get there I can just hand them to them. Also, we have pin locking bags, so these lock your pins onto your bag so they can't easily pop off if we decide we need them. We haven't used these in a long time, and I don't know that I'm super comfortable in putting pins in my new Bagoo at the moment, but I am going to go ahead and take them. I know the one time I don't take them will be the time that Devon says, hey, do you got those pin locking bags? We also have this Figment lug bag that I think we'll go ahead and take with this very rough looking Stitch Labubu thing. This needs to be washed, but Ava may decide to take this into the parks instead of her Loungefly, so she obviously wouldn't be able to pack quite as much in it, but she could take her water bottle, so we'll see. I'll go ahead and take it in case she does decide she wants to take it into the park. I know there are some decent ear storage options for when you're traveling with your ears. I don't own one currently, so I usually just throw all of my ears in a packing cube like this, and then also put the new Emos kind of around it, and I just try to put it on the top of my suitcase and be mindful of not squishing it. So that's what I do. It's been okay so far. I would like to have a better solution for the ears though. We'll see. If you have any suggestions on like bags that fit the ears nicely, please let me know. I would especially love it if they were kind of rigid, almost like a hat box, you know, so that they don't get squished. I don't know. I don't want it to be too big or heavy either though. So find me the perfect bag is what I'm trying to say. I'm also going to take a hat for the pool, so I'm going to go ahead and throw it in my pool bag. But yeah, just a hat that I don't mind if it gets wet or anything like that. Okay, so now I am going to work on some toiletry type items and other stuff. So I have my box of Disney stuff here that we keep the travel stuff in, basically, that we don't really use except when we're traveling. I'll chat through it while I'm putting it in bags. All right, so first I have a small bag of pads, tampons, feminine hygiene products that I probably don't need, but I just feel weird traveling without it, so I'm gonna take it. And then I also have some hair products just in case I wear my hair curly. This is the mousse and the gel that I put in it whenever I do like a wavy look. And then I'm also going to take some anti-frizz stuff. And then this is a small bag of ponytail holders, clips, bobby pins, stuff like that. Various things for myself and for Ava. So let's see if I can find a bag to put this stuff in. This is a little bit on the larger side, so it doesn't fit in my small bags over here, but I want this to be my hair stuff, I think. That doesn't need to go in there. I can also put this other stuff in there. This is kind of like hygiene stuff. So I also have some whole body deodorant. I do like to use this in the summer and I spray it everywhere, girl. I'm telling you. I also have a small bottle of perfume here that I put my regular perfume into the travel size bottle. And then I also have some lotion for when I shave my legs. Now, we are staying in Animal Kingdom Lodge. Usually they provide lotion. There was one time I did not pack lotion for the value resorts, and I think I knew that they did not provide lotion in the room. I don't know, I must have just forgot, I guess, because we come home with those bottles of lotion like crazy, and I was like, I'm gonna stop taking my own lotion. I'm just gonna use the lotion they have in the rooms, and I didn't have one in that room. And so now, even if I am gonna stay in a deluxe resort where I'm like 99% sure they have lotion, I still take my own just in case, and that way I won't be burned. Now, I did go down to the front desk just to ask if they had lotion. They didn't have any, and I was like, okay, well, I'll go over to the store. They had all kinds of things in there that you would not think that you would need, but they did not have lotion. I was so irritated. So anyways, I always take my own lotion now. I can fit a few more things in here. So I'm also gonna do our toothbrushes and toothpaste. Again, I hate travel size products in general just because of the plastic waste, but our dentist does give these to us. I typically use the ones the dentist gives us for traveling. I also have our toothbrushes, which are also plastic. I probably need to replace these soon. I do have a ton of bamboo toothbrushes in there we can use, but yeah, I think those are reaching the end of their life. However, we'll get through this trip at least. All right, so this bag is packed up with that stuff. We will move on now. Next, I have like skincare, like sunscreen skincare. So we have a lot actually. I bought Neutrogena Dry Touch sunscreen for one of our trips last year. It's still in date, should still be good. And I also just recently bought the e.l.f. brand, and I guess Devon wanted the sport stick for whatever reason, so I'll put that in here. I also have some aloe vera in case we do get burned, and then I have some medicinal type products. So I used to use like a pill organizer to take, and I've just gotten where I don't like that as much anymore. So now I'm using these compostable plastic bags, and I've labeled them for what they are, and I will reuse these in the future. With this one, I probably won't reuse because it's vitamins and they're like gummy. I don't want it to get like gross in there, but these are Ava's vitamins for the trip, and these are compostable bags, so they are not plastic. Also, I have some allergy medicine. I also have my vitamins in here, and then I have some ibuprofen in here. I'm gonna take some migraine medicine. It's just over-the-counter medicine, but I had some bad migraines on a trip a few months ago and it was terrible, so I like to travel with it now. And then I also just have regular adult Tylenol. I did put the date on here just in case we don't use it all. I want to make sure it gets put back in the right container when we get home. I also have some anti-itch cream. This stuff is great for bug bites or rashes of any kind, really. I do like the anti-itch cream. I also have some band-aids in this one, and this is lens wipes for the glasses wearing people in this family. So I think I can fit all that in here. I'm also going to take some disinfecting wipes for the toilets in the hotel rooms. I'm gonna take some travel scissors. These are amazing. I love them. Don't find ourselves needing scissors all that often, but I can never remember how to use them. There we go. But you never know. So anyways, I take them. And then also some Tide to Go for obvious reasons. Also some Q-tips, which is another thing we don't really use a ton of, but you know, it's always good to have just a few in your bag with you when you're traveling. Okay, so we're getting down to the final stretch here as far as like regular stuff that we're gonna take. So this is a laundry hamper, folds nice and flat, fits in the suitcase, and pops out really nicely to a laundry basket. I always use this in the room, and even more exciting that I don't have to lug it down to the laundry room. I can just do it right there in our room. There is a washer and dryer in our room. I don't know if I said that already. We have the capacity to do laundry in our room. I also take this like set of drawers, which hangs in the closet, and it folds up nice and flat, but it also pulls out to a closet. I use this mostly in the value resorts, and we probably won't need it as much in a 2-bedroom villa, but I'm still gonna take it. It just folds up so nice and flat. There's no reason not to take it. I also have our tabs that we use for laundry. So these are Blue Land brand tablets that are no plastic. And then I have fans for the room. So this is my little travel fan I use for travel. So Ava likes to have a fan blowing on her. I mostly need the noise. So I have this little sound machine, and it does have like a white noise, like fan sound to it. So that's what we use for sound machines in the room. We're also going to take just a couple of small, easy to pack, but also easy to play games, since we'll have family with us and we are going to go to the beach for a couple days after Disney. And then we always take a water filter with us, or a Brita filter. I just rinsed it off so it's a little wet, But yeah, like we don't buy plastic bottles. We do instead use the filter because the Florida water is just not the best. Next, I have a bag of beach toys. Since we're going to the beach, Ava does like to play in the sand and stuff, so I gotta find something to put this in. Might find a packing cube because I also am gonna take our own towels. Normally we don't take our own towels to Disney World as they do provide them for free at all of the resorts except for Fort Wilderness. If you're going to Fort Wilderness, you need to take your own towels. I guess you can take them from the room, but they're like not the big beach towels. They're like bath towels. Anyways, we're gonna take our own towels to the beach, of course. And then I also wanted to show one last pin board thing. So we did decide to get a slightly bigger pin board to put all of the pins on that we plan to keep and take home. And we also got the like Ziploc bag type thing that they come to protect them. So this one will probably keep in the room because I don't know if it's going to fit in the baggie super easily. When we get back to the room after having been out, we can put the ones that we know we want to keep on the pin board, and that way they don't have to go back out into the parks with us. We found ourselves really wanting something like this, so I'm excited to have purchased it. I'm going to find something to put this beach stuff in, I think. I have one last category of stuff to pack in regular suitcases, so I'm going to kind of move this stuff over, pack this one last category, and then we'll get suitcases out. All right, so next we're going to talk about our tech. When we go to Disney World, we will take our laptop, my laptop here, along with its charger, and we take this in order to offload the footage from our SD cards for our vlogs. So we use this. We store all of the footage here until we get home and start editing. So we do take the laptop for that reason. So I am using the Osmo Pocket 3, I believe is what it's called, camera. We love it so much so that we've gotten to where we don't even really take our big cameras as much into the parks. And we do use our phones quite a bit too, like if it's just easier to access or if there's water involved. We don't usually want the Osmo involved. So anyways, this is a little case we keep on the Osmo when we're not using it. It protects the screen. And then we also have an extra battery handle, as well as there's one on the camera. So we have two of these. And then we also have a bunch of mics. I'm using one, and then here is another. This one actually needs to be paired with the camera, but yeah, they're tiny and they just sit, we just put them inside of our shirts and we leave them on all day, and they automatically connect to the camera whenever we are turning the camera on. They hold their battery pretty well even when we leave them on all day, and we do typically go back to the room halfway through the day and like plug everything in when we're there. So this is the extra Osmo stuff that I have that will go with us. We are going to take our little Canon camera. This one does not shoot in 4K, so we don't use it anymore for video. We used to. We do have a prime 22mm lens on it, so it doesn't zoom in or out. It's pretty wide lens, but we like this camera for pictures. So we especially wanted to take it because we're going to the beach and we have our fishing day and resort day. I don't know if it will go with us into the parks. It is pretty compact, so it could go with us into the parks if we wanted to. We also have an extra battery and charger for it. As far as what Ava does in the car, she has this little modified Game Boy thing, so it is stacked full of all kinds of games. She'll play with this in the car. This is the only screen she's allowed in the car, and we're very mindful about not letting her look at this screen when we're in the mountains or if we're in heavy traffic, because she is prone to that motion sickness. So this is fine if we're on a, if we're just going on a highway, no issues. And then she also has an iPod. We need to find the earbuds for this, the earphones for this. Let me go find those right now. But this is a little iPod from like 2007, and its charger. Devon has been able to get music on it, so that's what she does. She listens to that in the car. I believe the headphones that she uses for that are already in the car, actually. This is called a relief band. I use this if I think I'm gonna go on a ride that could make me sick, so that is pretty much everything, honestly. If there's any kind of thrill to it at all, it can make me sick. I don't participate in a lot of rides because of that. I don't do Big Thunder, Expedition Everest. I don't do Rock and Roller Coaster. I can do Tron and I can do Space Mountain as long as I'm using this. It does help, but I do sit out on a lot of rides. However, it doesn't hold its charge. So I'm gonna have to charge it once we get to our hotel and plug it in and then take it with us the next day. This is a Fitbit charger. This is not a relief band charger. This is a relief band charger. I need to make sure that that's with the right thing there. So this is my Fitbit charger we already talked about. I'll make sure to take it even though my Fitbit is good and charged, and it does hold charge pretty well. We also have the GoPro, which is another camera that we don't really take with us into the parks anymore. We used to, but now this is pretty much just our dash cam for the car. So we have this like hooked up to our car via this window suction tool thing, and that's how we get most of our footage of us driving, and it does time-lapse video and it does a great job. So we will actually, like, all the batteries of this are nice and charged up already, so we will go ahead and put this in the car as our dash cam like the night before we leave, and then we just turn it on at various points during our trip. And I also have 5 Magic Band Plus chargers, so this is all of the chargers for everyone in the family, and then I am just taking a variety of cords. So these are all USB-C cords with the exception of one, which I think is a micro USB. So I need to like organize these and put them into our little tech holder. But most of our camera stuff takes USB-C. So that's what that is. And then I also have some bricks to go along with them in case we run out of USB ports. So I hate tech. It's just always so messy and the cords are never, you know, with the right thing, and there's never enough outlets. I'm gonna go get a little organizer and put this all in there. So I do have this tech organizer thing, which I have used and really liked. I have no issues with this. There's some cords in here, but I think I might actually try to put all this stuff in here. This is actually a makeup organizer, but I took out all the dividers and stuff, and I just like the rigidity of this box. I think I can get everything to fit in here nicely, so I think I'm gonna do that. So this stuff will go in the car anyway, so I don't need to pack that. Oh, did I mention we also bought just a couple extra USB-Cs just in case too? So anyways, it seems like we should be good on USB-Cs, but we'll see when we get there, I guess. It's finally time to start putting stuff in a suitcase. So I always like to start with this big one, and then after that I'll see how much we have left over, if anything, and then find the appropriate size suitcase to put everything in. So we're gonna get started. I'm so excited. Let's get this done. Okay, so we are running a little bit low on space in this bag. Devon still has to pack, by the way, and he does sometimes pop into packing videos, so we'll see if he decides to today. I'm gonna go ahead and get another suitcase started, and we'll see how much space we have. I think I'll do a big one. Maybe we can just take 2 big bags and that'll be fine. So there is a little bit of room in here, but I don't like to squish them too tight, and we're obviously gonna need more space anyway. So I'll go ahead and close this one up, and then we'll get the second one started. This one's also Mickey themed, by the way, or Disney themed, I should say. It would be awesome if I could put my pillow in the suitcase. It's flat enough, so I'm gonna try that actually. I don't want it to get too mushed though. Everything else can be space for Devon. He doesn't usually require a lot of space, but even if we do need more, we have other suitcases. So I always like to grab just a few extra bags to throw in the suitcase as well. So these are like grocery bags that they sold during the 50th anniversary, and we got all of these for like 50 cents or something like that at the Disney Character Warehouse, which is the clearance store. So I just grabbed one of each size, and that way if we need to carry out groceries or something like that towards the end of our trip or something, I don't know, we just have some bags like that to put stuff in.
I'm back. You didn't even tell him I was gone, did you?
I didn't tell him you were gone, but you were not here, so I think the implication was there.
So I'm back from the lake, so I went out and fished a little bit this morning, and caught a few. We'll put some pictures here.
All right, so it's time for this man to pack. So you ready to get started?
So I thought I'd just start out with what I take inside the park every day. So first thing I have is this Osprey Daylight. So this is like an over-the-shoulder like sling backpack that is very light and easy to carry around. So I just have this little like Ewok, like Labubu type thing attached to it. So next I like to take in a kid-sized Yeti bottle. This one isn't as heavy as the larger ones, especially when you have it like filled with water, but it still holds, I think, like 12 or 14 ounces of water. So there's lots of opportunities to refill your Yeti bottle in the park. So we like to take advantage of that. And so I don't need a huge bottle because I can refill it at any of the stations. So another thing I like to bring is a dry bag. So this is just like from a camping store. So it's like it's Osprey brand also. So you can just kind of like roll up your stuff in here if it starts to rain, and it'll keep it from getting wet. So Like we have this expensive camera equipment, so I like to kind of protect it with this if it starts to rain. The next thing that goes in my bag is my motion sickness medicine and relief band. So these two things allow me to ride rides because some of the faster roller coasters give me motion sickness. So if I wear these, I don't get sick though. And then we have some chapstick and just some cheap polarized sunglasses that I got from Aldi. Then I have my pin board. I only have one pin, this like Costa Rica pin at the moment, but as soon as we get there, I think we might stop in and purchase some packs to refill our traders up. And then next, this little bag here holds all of my health insurance cards. I like to have them just in case. So this has all like our health information in it. All right, so now's the time for like my clothing. So just got a bunch of like just standard Disney, more like Mickey shirts. Then I have some more like Disney World specific shirts, like 3 of those, this random Stitch shirt, and then 3 Star Wars shirts, because you can always use Star Wars shirts in Disney. So for shorts, I just really like this Target brand. These are their hybrid from All-in-One. So these act as swim trunks and regular shorts, so they're like quick dry. So if you ride, I was gonna say Splash Mountain, but so if you ride Tiana's or something like that and you get wet, they like dry instantly, especially in the Florida heat. And these are like very lightweight, so they're just like comfortable to wear around the park. Then I got a couple pair of just like standard shorts and a pair of basketball shorts that I like to sleep in. So for socks and underwear, I just like to bring 2 pair for every day, so socks and underwear. So we're going for 5 days at Disney, so we'll do 10 pairs of underwear and 10 pairs of socks. So we really don't have like dinner plans or anything, but I like to bring a few shirts just in case. So I have like a all cotton Ralph Lauren button-up shirt. I also have this like Mickey Tommy Bahama that I really like. So these shirts are very breathable. So I may wear these in the park actually. And then just another Mickey Tommy Bahama here. And then this one is, I think, from Shop Disney. But it was like a summer collection in 2020 or 2021, something like that. They almost look like the Roosevelt shirts, but they're not. So the girls like to take ears, but since I'm a dad, I like to take the hats. So the first one I'm going to take is this like Mickey denim hat. I think I've taken this every year for maybe like 4 or 5 years. Then we have this just old DVC hat that I got off of Makakari. Next, since we're staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge, I'm gonna bring my Animal Kingdom Lodge hat. This is less of a dad hat and more of a like a flat bill, but the Mickey peace sign hat. I really like this. It's got the Mickey on the side here. And then last, I know this isn't a Disney hat, but I'm thinking about bringing this Dollywood fishing hat because it's a Life is Good fishing hat. And we're going on a fishing excursion, so I might wear this on the fishing excursion. That kind of brings us to my toiletries stuff that I like to take. So just first off is my spare pair of glasses. So I usually wear contacts in the park, but when I come home at night, I like to take them out and wear my glasses. And so here's my contacts. I'll take these out of the box and kind of just throw them in my bag here. Then I have this like hanging toiletry bag. Again, this was an Osprey product made for like hiking, and when looking to take stuff into like the parks or like just easy small things, like I find like backpacking, hiking stuff just works a lot better than the traditional stuff you find on like Amazon or things that other people suggest. So first I have this like reusable razor. So if I decide to shave, I can do that with just a couple of blades. Then I have just my pill case. So this just has my medications that I take daily, like a multivitamin, things like that. Then I have my toothbrush and hairbrush, then deodorant and like anti-friction. So this is made by Gold Bond. It's kind of the same thing as that Body Glide, but it's only like a couple bucks as opposed to 15 bucks. The last thing is just some like electrolyte powders. I found this Celsius brand pack on clearance. So these are energy drinks. They've got like 200 milligrams of caffeine. So I kind of like to have these as backup. Last trip we went, I wasn't feeling so great, so I was just like crushing these to try to keep up. But kind of nice that I can just pour it in my bottle and have a little bit of like an energy drink. It doesn't take up as much room as like carrying a can around. And these are just like electrolyte packets, so these are just like an Aldi brand, but they're like basically the same thing as like Liquid IV. So like to carry those around just to have a little bit of flavor with our water. Kind of covers up that Florida water taste if you're getting water from the quick service in the parks.
All right, guys, so we have all of our stuff over here in this pile. It's looking good. I'm pretty happy about it, excited about it. So that's all for us for packing. We will see you next week for our travel day video. Stay tuned. It is a road trip. So we will see you next week. Bye.